Hey guys, this is Micah for Pistons News Reviews 22. Your new co-correspondent for the Detroit Pistons for NBA Jerry, along with Pistons U of M8. Congratulations to you, congratulations to me. I hope that maybe we can work together and do some stuff with NBA Jerry to let people know about our Pistons. Alright guys, I'm back, and it's the start of the 2010-2011 NBA season, and the preseason has officially begun as of this week. So I'm going to break down every week, every end of the week during the preseason, the Pistons games and their stats and how they played. I'm going to start off with the last game we played, which is against the Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm going to break down the stats for you guys. First of all, let's talk about some acquisitions. Vernon Hamilton and Ike Diogu have both been signed for the training camp and are both on the current roster as of right now, but I don't know if they will be kept on the roster or not. The Pistons played 10 players on Friday, including Tayshaun Prince, Charlie Villanueva, Ben Wallace, Will Bynum, Rodney Stuckey, Greg Monroe, Jason Maxio, Ben Gordon, Austin Day, and DeJuan Summers. Jonas Jerebko will be out 5 to 6 months with a partially ruptured right Achilles tendon. Tariq White broke his right foot. He will be out for an unknown amount of time. The amount of time will be known as soon as his surgery is complete on October 8th, which is the same day that Jerebko is having surgery, and a timeline for his return will be determined following that procedure. So I will update you guys on that as soon as I know. Chris Wilcox has a sore right hamstring, so he did not play. They wanted to give Tracy McGrady a rest. I don't know exactly why, but they did in this game. So he did not play against the Milwaukee Bucks, and Richard Hamilton had to deal with a family matter. Tayshaun Prince had 7 points, Villanueva 8, Ben Wallace 5. Here's my big scores for you guys. Will Bynum 14, Rodney Stuckey 15, Ben Gordon 19, Austin Day 21, and DeJuan Summers 15. Yes, this is the preseason, but this is showing me something. It is time to move forward with this team. We have been in a rebuilding stage for the past 4 seasons. And why do I say the past 4 seasons? Because, yes, besides these last 2 years, we've been trying to contend for a title. But at the same time, we've been building up this younger and younger group. You look at the moves like trading away Chauncey Billups because Joe Dumars liked Rodney Stuckey. That's why that trade happened. Yes, they were also trying to make a big move, and Joe Dumars promised a big move, but a big reason why he decided that he could trade Chauncey Billups is because he saw Rodney Stuckey developing and wanted to give him a shot. But I look at the rest of this young talent. You have Greg Monroe. He only had 5 points, but he had 5 defensive rebounds. That's pretty good, considering this was his first big action. The most rebounds by anybody was by Austin Day. Now, let me get to Austin Day really quick. He had 21 points in this game. 21 points. And yes, this game went into overtime, but he played 24 minutes and 32 seconds. He had 21 points. He was 7 of 13, 2 of 5 from 3, and he had 7 rebounds. No, 3 of 5 from 3, I'm sorry. 4 for 4 from the free throw line, and 7 rebounds. Tayshaun Prince played 24 minutes. That's 32 seconds less. He only had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Austin Day had 3 assists. With this kind of play, if Austin Day can keep this up, I love Tayshaun Prince. Tayshaun Prince is my favorite player on the Detroit Pistons until we acquired Tracy McGrady, because I have always had a soft spot in my heart for Tayshaun Prince. But with the way that these guys have been playing, Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, it's time to move on from these guys. whether that means trading them or giving them less time. Now, Tayshaun Prince, he can still prove to me that he deserves to be on this team, but as of right now, I think that our starting lineup should consist of Austin Daye and probably Ben Gordon at this point in time. Now, I want to see what Tracy McGrady can do. Done nothing so far in the preseason. He did not play, as I previously stated, against the Milwaukee Bucks, and against the Miami Heat. He played, but he did not even attempt a shot. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand if that's what the coaches told him to do. But I wanted to see something out of Tracy McGrady. He says he's trying to make a comeback. Well, you're not going to make a comeback if you just pass the ball. So, I look at this game. Detroit shot 45% from the three-point line. We went 9 for 20. We went 87%. We only missed 3 free throws, which is big. And Ben Wallace went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. That's big anytime that happens. Greg Monroe, Ben Wallace, and Will Bynum all missed 1 free throw, but that was the only free throws that we missed all game. Will Bynum should be contesting for the starting point guard job in Detroit. He had 9 assists, 4 rebounds. That's the thing. He's small. Will Bynum is very short. He's listed as 6 feet. I'd say he's probably a little bit shorter than that. But he plays like every other point guard that's making a name for himself in the league right now. I think that Rodney Stuckey is a shooting guard. He attempts more shots than he has assists. Rodney Stuckey had 5 turnovers yesterday and 4 assists. That's not the kind of stats you want from your point guard. I've been talking about this for a while. I still think this is the same now as it was then. You know, I talked about 4 assists compared to 5 turnovers. Ben Gordon can do that for us. He had 5 assists and 6 turnovers. We had 22 total turnovers. That's terrible. We have to cut down on that number. One of those plays, we just lobbed the ball to I don't even know who, and Brandon Jennings is right there, grabbed the ball and just took a 3. We got to close out games as well. Yes, we won this game in overtime, but we were up by 6 points with 20 seconds to go, and we ended up going in overtime. That's not the kind of stats that we want from somebody like this. You know? So, yes, we won this game 115 to 110, including overtime. We should have won this game in regulation. Now, we look at the Milwaukee Bucks stats. Brandon Jennings and Chris Douglas-Roberts both had 18 points. So did Ilyasova. Got decent production from a lot of people. They had 7 people out of the 10 that they played over 10 points in this game. They got the ball passed around and they scored a lot. That's not the kind of stuff that you like to see. You know, I look at this Milwaukee Bucks team and we pretty much played their scrubs and they almost beat us. Besides Brandon Jennings, let's take a look at the big players that sat out. Michael Redd, John Salmons, Corey Maggette, Andrew Bogut. All sat out. Andrew Bogut sat out because of his hand. Salmons has a right knee sprain. Michael Redd, of course, his knees are always terrible. Corey Maggette had left ankle surgery. So, it's scary to think that we almost lost to a Bucks team that was lacking in 3 of their star players. Maybe 4. I mean, we haven't seen Maggette in a Bucks jersey yet, but he's probably going to do something. So that's what I have to say about the Milwaukee Bucks Detroit Pistons game. Now, let's take a look at the first game for the Pistons, which happened to be the first big game all preseason because we happen to be playing who else? LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade went out first quarter with a hamstring injury. LeBron James pretty much ran this team by himself. I look at the stats. Again, let's break down Tracy McGrady. He played 8 minutes and 27 seconds. That's very limited minutes. He went 0 for 0 from the field, 0 for 0 from 3, 0 for 0 from the free throw line. Had 2 total rebounds, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 block. That was it. 10 played, 1 minute and 35 seconds, and his plus or minus rating was -1. Tracy McGrady's was -16. Another man that was -16, who I predicted to have a big season, was Charlie Villanueva. He got absolutely murdered by Chris Bosh on the defensive end. His defense is absolutely horrendous, and it was in this game. Jonas Jerebko got injured in this game, and he is going to be out for a good while. That is going to be a big blow against us, along with who I thought was going to have a big season was Tariq White. He's going to be sitting out for a while with that broken foot. When he comes back, expect him to make a difference in this lineup. Tariq White and Will Bynum are the reasons that I think that we have a chance to possibly trade Rodney Stuckey, along with Tayshaun Prince and Richard Hamilton being moved. Now, do I want to move Tayshaun Prince because I love him so much? Not exactly. Because he scored 15 points against the Heat? Not exactly. He went 2 for 2 from 3. We shot 69% from the free throw line in this game. We missed 14 free throws. That is a huge difference from the 3 free throws that we missed in the Bucks game. That's a big difference, and that's something that's very good to see out of this team. Villanueva only had 7 points. He had 2 turnovers, 4 fouls, and 5 rebounds. You want more than 5 rebounds from your power forward. Power forwards in the league, such as Chris Bosh, just in this game, had 6 rebounds. Villanueva had 5 defensive rebounds. Bosh had 3 offensive, 3 defensive. I play basketball. I know how important offensive rebounds are. Offensive rebounds are most of the time more important than defensive rebounds are. Why? Because defensive rebounds are usually switching the field. Offensive rebounds usually end up being points, especially if you're a big man in the NBA. LeBron had 18, Bosh had 20, Carlos Arroyo had 10, Ben Gordon had 17. Ben Gordon is playing great. Austin Day had 12. Richard Hamilton had 10 points. His plus or minus rating was -8. He was 1 for 1 from 3. He only attempted 5 field goals, missed a free throw, and had a turnover. He had no other stats. Ben Gordon had as many rebounds as Charlie Villanueva. Ben Gordon, at this point, should be starting, in my opinion. It should be Will Bynum, Ben Gordon, Austin Day, Villanueva, just for the simple fact that Co's going to be out, and Ben Wallace. Greg Monroe is getting to becoming a starter. He's not quite there yet, but he's getting there. He had 3 rebounds in this game against the Heat. He had 10 points. Played decent. Play right now better than I like anybody else's play. Again, we do need one big man on this team. That's the one place that we're lacking. That's the one place that Joe Dumars says we're lacking. He says we need one big man, and we're one big man away from being a contender again. And honestly, I think that's true. The way that we played, yes, we got blown out by the Heat. We got beat 89-105. You don't just lose games 89-105 for no reason. We shot 43% from the field. We shot 41% from 3-point line and 70% from the free throw line. We got to be shooting better than that. We only had 32 total rebounds. We only had 8 offensive rebounds. Whereas we got beat on the glass 39-32. We got absolutely blown away assist-wise 23-13. We had less steals, more turnovers. 19 turnovers to 14. We have to get that number under 15 if we want to win games this year. We won 1 game, but we didn't play as well as we should have. This is Micah for Pistons News Reviews 22. I gone over the first 2 preseason games so far. Our 2 injuries to Tariq White and Jonas Jerebko, and our acquisitions of Ike Diogu and Vernon Hamilton, who both will probably be released at the end of the preseason. And I look forward to the regular season and to seeing what our Detroit Pistons can do. This is Micah for Pistons News Reviews 22. I'll talk to you guys next time.